What up, folks? Welcome back to Ultrazilla Toys, and today I have a review of the SH Figuarts Ultraman Jack. Alright, my zillions, after doing Gudon, after doing Twin Tail, I'm finally getting into Ultraman Jack here, the protagonist of this little tri-pick of figures. Tri-pick? I guess these three together, if I did picks of them. But anywho, yeah, it just took me a little while to get around to Jack. At first I was just a little bored, with having Jack. So similar to the original Ultraman, but he's got some cool accessories, and he is a cool Ultraman. Like, I do like the changes here made between the first Ultraman and this one. I do think they're pretty cool. I mean, the series he comes from is called The Return of Ultraman. So, they initially, I think the initial thought here behind the series was this was Ultraman, the original Ultraman, returning. But ultimately, he was referred to as his own character, Jack. So there you go. But this is cool. I like doing this, actually. A little bit of a scene here instead of just him standing there. So maybe we'll work those in a little bit more. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts on that below. But anywho, let's get Ultraman Jack off of here and get into the review proper. Checking out Jack's accessories first. Oh, we got a bunch of hands. I want to roll down my hand here. We got a couple of chopping hands, a couple of open splayed hands, 2 gripping hands, and 1 gripping hand that's a little different. So there you go. They're sculpted very well. If you can tell right here, that's a very nice sculpt on that. All done in silver. Really nice textures on these hands. So very well done there. There you go. There's a better look at them. So very nicely done. I want to change Jack's hand here to one of these gripping hands, and I want to do a word of note that I've heard a few people talking about. Some breakage here in the right arm of Jack, where this joint has broken on him. So be careful. It is very tight on mine. I'll definitely say that, but I don't really have a problem with it otherwise. So there you go. But I wanted to put that on there and give you that little bit of heads up, just in case you don't have this figure yet and you want to get it. And that particular hand is to hold the Ultra Spark, which is actually very nicely done. It's done in silver and red. Really nice. Goes with him very well. I like the sculpt a lot. And you could just place in his hand here. And you could go ahead and start tossing it at his opponents. Very nicely done. The Spark also becomes the Ultra Lance. And we could do that. Actually, I guess it would be the other fist for that one. Yes. So you got that there, like so. We'll just take this out and show the next thing, which is the Ultra Cross. It's also kind of a lancey thing, and this is very reminiscent of Redman's type weapons. Very nice sculpt there on the cross. So pretty cool. You got red down here, and you could do the same with that. And he could throw that at his enemies and strike him down like that. Pretty cool. And next up we have Jack's Ultra Cool Ultra Slash. It's not really called an Ultra Cool Ultra Slash, but you get it. It's pretty cool. Done in just a translucent kind of frosted white. The sculpt, it's good. It works. It might feel a little soft, but it's not bad. It's attached to this hand here, so that's pretty cool. So you could go ahead and dismember some kaiju there. If not dismembering, he could always use his Specium Ray to, strike him down. And this is done pretty well. It's done in a blue. Light, very, 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 very light blue. But the sculpt is very cool. I really like it. I like how it's all, kind of cut into there on top and bottom. Just gives a nice look there. So pretty nice Specium Ray. I feel like one of the better ones here. And all this is all well and good, but he really needs his Ultra bracelet to kind of complete the Ultraman Jack look and form a lot of the weapons you see here. Let's see if we see it better. It's done in like a gold. Can you see it? It's very, very small. There we are. So pretty cool. And now this one, take this hand here, take that off, and then you see that there's a piece here that also needs to come off. Oh, and I just dropped my... Oh, there we go. Whew. And now we'll put that there and take out his arm apparently. Wow. Okay. Yeah. That's a thing that happened here. But there you go with that. And I'll put his fist back on because, you know, we haven't really looked at the fist yet. So, but there you go. There is his bracelet, looking good, feeling good. And now you kind of got the completed look for Jack. So, which is nice, and we can actually move on to looking at him officially. While Jack's sculpt is fine, like I said at the top, it always just reminds me of the regular Ultraman with some changes. Now, if I put him next to regular Ultraman, you'll see a lot of changes, but for the most part, like, from my mind's eye, it just reminds me of Ultraman a lot. But the head sculpt is done very, very well. I really like his mouth. That looks good. His eyeballs look fantastic. I always like how they do the eyeballs here. It's really nice. The ears are well done. This is all a nice silver. The red on the back looks good. And going down his back, and that looks good. All the striping here, which really makes what Ultraman Jack is all about. All this pinstriping around them. It always made it look like, kind of like some sort of sports uniform to me. I really like it, and it's on mine. It's done very, very well. You know, it's very clean throughout. I dig that. You know, so I mean, that's the one, you know, item that I just needed it to be clean, and it was. So really nice. I love how it looks in the back of his boots, and I really like the little folds here on the back of his boots. Nice attention to detail. Same thing in the front, but it's nice to have it in the back as well. So that is really well done. I dig we looked at his bracelet, but that really completes the look for me. It makes it a little bit different, you know, a little bit cooler. I dig that. His timer looks good. Timer. We didn't look at the timer. There should have been a red timer in here, shouldn't there? I think I'm missing a red timer, guys. I'm pretty sure this guy had to have come with a red timer. Let's take a look at the box layout here, though, shall we? Right there. Right there. So, somewhere, probably on my desk here even, there's a red timer. So, Ultraman Jack comes with a red timer. No doubt about it. I don't appear to have it at the moment. I bet you it's right here because I haven't really used his stuff. And you know what? I am not holding back this review for that any longer. So, but there's another one, and you could easily take it out. You can see it's kind of, you know, coming out a little bit. But there you go. I like that his blue one is kind of a little bit of a different type of blue. I dig that a lot. I think that's cool and something a little unique. So overall, I'm happy with this guy now. I also like that his back spikes are kind of a little more curved, I feel like, than normal. That looks pretty cool. But yeah, this guy, looks-wise, he's grown on me a lot lately, so very nicely done there, Bandai. I think you did a pretty good job. Articulation on Jack is as follows. One thing I want to say, his head comes out really easy. Right there. Now, it's even, now came out of the bottom one, but this top one here comes out pretty easy as well. I'll definitely say that. This is not the only figure in the line that does that for me, but definitely worth mentioning there. And now I can get the head back on. So let's try to do that off camera. Alrighty, so you got the head articulation from that joint up there. Then you got a neck articulation there, that works well. And you got the ab, which works very well. And the waist. And you got a butterfly joint in here. It's not the greatest, but it's there, as you can see. You got a hinge, swivel action otherwise, and a ball joint, as we saw earlier. There is rotation in the inner arm there, under the armpit, for some of that. So it's decent range of motion. No rotation in his elbow, but it is double elbow. But at the same time, it's not... This bottom part won't work well because of the sculpt, the way it's done. Is what it is. Hinge, swivel at the wrist. Legs splay out that much, kicks that much, and goes back about that much. You do have the hinge right in here, so you do have forward rotation in there, but then you have the hinge coming outwards, which is very cool. And you do have a little bit of rotation in there, not full rotation. Double jointed knee works better than the elbows do. Nothing in the boot. You got a foot rotation, foot joint there. You got a hinge, swivel for some rocking at the foot. So, and some rocking at the foot, I should say. So there's Jack's articulation. There's something a little, on a lot of these Ultramans, there's a little something like, that hinders me a lot in the arms. I wish they were a little better for what they are. So that's like a general, like overall across the board, you know, note for all of these Figuarts Ultraman. But yeah, the articulation's there. For your size comparisons, let's start out with Gudon and Twintail once again, so you can see how he scales with them. Here he is with a couple of Ultra brothers, with Jeed, a couple of the Ultramen, I should say, not brothers. With Ultraman Jeed, Mega Master, and Ultraman X with Gamora armor. Also a couple of guys I got a review still. Ultra Gridman and Gamera 3 from SH Figuarts. And of course with the original Ultraman, at the Type A one, just the more standard one. And you know, now that we have them close together, they are very different. As thought, he's actually much bulkier. Didn't realize that, so there you go, if you're ever wondering. It's definitely a play on it, but it's definitely different. You know, a lot more different than I was given credit for. So that's pretty cool. I'm glad I grabbed them. But as you can see, though, there's a lot of similarities, but a ton of difference. So there you go. That's your size comparisons for Ultraman Jack. Final thoughts. I'll give Jack his due here. He's a lot better than I initially thought. He's a lot less boring. He's got a lot of cool accessories for sure, and his overall design is nice. It's really nice. It kind of won me over, and not just in this review, but like in the past few months as I've been really playing around with it. It's a good figure, and he definitely has enough variance from the original to make it worthwhile. And I really do like his accessories. Really nice weapons. So there you go. Cool figure all in all. And that is my review, guys. This is a really cool one. If you don't have it yet and you're into Ultraman and want to get them all, this is a cool one to have. Again, a lot of cool stuff in this package. So well worth the money. Alright, so there you go. That is my review of the SHF Ultraman Jack. If you could please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Until next time. Peace out, peeps. Stop mocking me, Tamashi.